Well, how's it going? Welcome to the Minus Four podcast, game week 26, game week 25, just done there tonight. And it was a crazy one. Welcome to Patrick and Killian. Aidan won't be with us tonight. How are you doing, lads?
Good.
All good here?
Happy out with game week 25?
Nope. Let's not talk about it.
No.
Bit of a mixed bag. We'll take a look at the teams. We'll get straight into it like we always do. Have a look at the teams and see how we get on. Starting off with, this is Patrick's team, is it, or Killian's?
This is my team.
Patrick's. Sorry.
Yeah. What can you say? Another bad one. 72 at the minute. Might go up to like 76, I think, with a few bonus. But I took a -4, so it's really only like 72. So really bad. Like, I had a look at the live FPL and it's going to be a big red arrow, which is very unfortunate because I was really looking forward to this week. I really went hard on the Liverpool guys, the Liverpool trio up front: Salah, Gakpo, Darwin. Only Salah returned, and Gakpo actually got benched for one of the matches, which was dreadful.
Not ideal.
Yeah. No, Darwin.
It's just the problem with Liverpool at the moment. They're just, Salah came through, but Darwin and Gakpo really let you down.
Very disappointed. Yeah, it's just a shame, really. Although I know a lot of people who got Trent in their team. It turns out, in hindsight, he was the Liverpool guy to get in. 2 clean sheets and a couple of bonus as well for him. So you're laughing if you have him.
I mean, the funny thing is, and we've said it on this podcast loads of time, the whole Darwin conversation. Yeah, he did score, but it was ruled off.
Yeah, I mean, he either misses or he gets disallowed. You know,
Killian is vindicated with his skepticism.
He's shite.
And Patrick, no luck with the double of game week assets either. The likes of Patterson and Bueno.
Bueno actually came off. He did start both games, but he came off injured. I wasn't expecting much from either of them, to be honest. I'm glad Bueno actually got some points. Patterson, yeah, I probably should have taken him out, but I didn't actually know who to take him out for. My team's a bit of a mess at the minute, so we're gonna have to put that right this week, lads.
That's it.
Stay tuned. With some big news coming. We'll move on to the next team then. We'll see how Killian got on. Killian, talk us through your team there.
Not much better than Mr. Crabin himself. I like him. I'll get my 4 or 5 bonus points, but I took -4 as well, so it's pretty much as that. Shamey Coleman didn't do much for me this week.
Sad.
He played the full games, but 2 goals in each match. Just 1 point a game. But Kilman as well. Again, the Wolves assets that I thought, might be a cheeky little shout, but in hindsight now, terrible. Kepa, nah. Gananto, nah. Mahrez, he didn't want to start him. No. Took him off for the last 15 minutes or something like that.
Shocking.
Bell end. Everyone else, Grand Saka did well. Saliba did well. Haaland. Nketiah luckily came on and got a wee assist, thankfully. But
benched in both matches, Nketiah. What the hell?
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
I don't know.
He managed an assist there tonight, didn't he, against Wolves? Yeah.
Came on, grabbed a wee assist, thankfully. I was looking at it, I was saying, this is bad. Salah then got a goal and assist as well. The last time I looked at the Liverpool match, I think it was 0-0 at half time, was it? And
it was 0-0 up until I think it was the 66th minute. Darwin scored. It was ruled offside, or it was VAR decision, and then they got 2
open from there, I suppose. Yeah, but
do
you know what? What can I say? 74 isn't a bad score, But with the amount of doubles that I had in, you would hope for the extra few more. But I'm not disappointed because 74, like I said, 74 is a good score, but I suppose could have been a lot better.
It's probably a red for you, to be honest, Killian.
Oh, 300,000, I think.
Look at your game week rank there. I don't know if that's up to date, but
Oh no, that's my game week rank is 47,000. I don't think that's right, but
Overall,
no. Overall, I dropped 300,000 spots.
Yeah, I think I dropped about the same, which is not great.
I had last week. I had just gotten in under the 3 million, and now I'm 3184. So not ideal. But look, we move on. We move.
we'll move on. Exactly. Then we'll check out the next team. We'll see who's coming up. It's either my team or Aidan's team who's not with us. I suppose we talked earlier during the week about, falling into the trap of, doubling up and maybe the Everton and Wolves players. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I decided not to go for it. And look, it worked out all right for me. 88 still with some bonus points probably to come in. I took a chance through the captain on Odegaard. Got a goal tonight, 2 clean sheets. So I was really happy with that. Martinelli came through, and as Patrick mentioned, Trent probably was a good asset for Liverpool. Van Dijk also would have been a good shout. I think he's coming away with 20 odd points and
20 plus, I'd say.
20 plus. Ben White as well came through well. But look, my City assets really let me down. I had the same problem as you, Killing, with the whole Mahrez thing.
I don't know. I don't understand. He plays a game and he does absolutely insane, and then next week, I don't want to play. Yeah,
You're learning, Killian. This is another harsh learning curve. The Pep roulette.
Yeah, it's such a trap, and I feel like we still haven't learned from it. I feel like I learned from it last year when Aidan had his troubles with Phil Foden and all that conundrum. But I went and I got lured into Mahrez, and I have a feeling he won't be there for much longer. But look, Darwin doing the normal Darwin thing, and. The rest of just the Arsenal players really got me through, so happy enough. Hopefully we Green Arrow as it stands at the moment, so hopefully that'll stay like that.
Climbing up the ranks now, Darren. You're probably pushing for a top 100k, I'd say, at this point, are you?
I don't know. I think I'm around the 400, top 400 at the moment. Possibly, but we'll see. We'll see now after this. After all the points are processed and all. I'll move on to Aidan's team. Aidan couldn't be with us tonight, but Aidan is actually he's laughing away there somewhere.
Yeah. I can't be with you, lads. I'm too busy off giggling to myself.
Literally, he captained Salah, and he had Saka there, Martinelli. Like, his midfield really through, didn't it?
My God. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look hugely different to ours, does it really? It's just Martinelli and
a Martinelli pick. Just
Nathan Ake, by the way, he played the full game for like the first time in a long time, and he got taken off before Man City conceded. So that's just. I know.
He
got really lucky there, didn't he?
That's just a bit of luck.
The amount of times that's happened to me with the old double Newcastle defense, and he'll take Trippier and Share off for the last 20 minutes, and then they'll score something. And I'm just like,
Yeah, and the funny thing about Aidan's team is Aidan actually went for some Wolves and Everton assets as well. It didn't work out for him, but he had enough ammunition, as you would say, around him to kind of make up for them losses, didn't he?
He did. Tarko with the 0 points. I know a lot of people had him in, so at least we didn't go there.
No, I was talking about him too.
Yeah, taking a -4 for Patterson for him would have been not great, so I'm glad I didn't.
Heartbreaking, yeah.
What do you guys make of the keeper situation at the moment? A lot of people have Kepa. Do you think he's good keeper going forward, or he'll be going out?
I think he's a good option because of Chelsea's fixtures. We know that they're going to play in game week 28, and they've got some doubles coming up. We know Kepa, even if they're in he hasn't returned the past few weeks, but even, when Chelsea haven't been performing very well, he still makes some saves, gets some bonus points. So I think he's fine to keep hold of, considering the fixtures.
Well, talking about fixtures, let's move on to game week 26 fixtures. I think Chelsea are playing Leeds. There's some tasty fixtures coming up here. Killian, anything standing out for yourself?
Do you know what, Darren? I'm jumping onto the old Brentford train for the next few weeks,
Yes, man.
There we go now.
Because I had a quick look at the next whatever fixtures for them, and each one of them is tasty. And they've been playing very well too. Their defense has been, I think they're the second, I don't know how many games they've conceded in since Christmas, but I think they were like second or third for keeping clean sheets and stuff. And their keeper at the moment is playing a blinder. Was Raya, I think his name is. And yeah, I think Brentford is going to be, I'm going to cheap. Jansen stayed with me in spirit. He's there cheering on his team and he's giving them the power, you know. So I think that Brentford and Fulham is going to be Brentford and Fulham, I think, is going to be the one for me to watch this week now.
Patrick, would you agree? Are you going down the Brentford road yourself, do you think, or do you think it's a good fixture to target fantasy wise?
I think it's a good fixture to target if you've got Brentford players. There's one guy in particular who I think a lot of us are going to have, who we're going to move on to in a minute. But another fixture I want to look at is Brighton versus West Ham. Brighton at home. Brighton is another team who have upcoming doubles. They've got a double in 27 and then again in 29. Two nice doubles as well. Although I think Brentford and Brighton play each other in 29. But still, I'm going to be jumping on a few Brighton assets, I reckon. And West Ham...
It's probably a good shout, isn't it? But Matoma and some players are so cheap. West Ham caving against Man United there tonight as well, late on. I mean, they just get it through that game away. The thing that stands out for me in game week 26 is Man City and Newcastle and Man United and Liverpool. A lot of players will have a lot of assets from all of them teams, but they're tough fixtures. Like, how do you approach that?
I don't know, to be honest.
It's tricky one.
Good answer.
It is tricky because you look at the City and Newcastle.
Take all of them players out of your team.
Yeah, you look at City and Newcastle. I don't know what the percentages is now after the last week, but Trippier is in most people's teams. He sitting on the bench from last week, but at the same time, everybody has Haaland. So everybody wants Haaland to score, but they want Trippier to kind of keep a clean sheet. Yeah. And I'm starting to wonder if having both of them is risky. Because you're either going to get a return off one or the other. You're not going to. Well, Trippier does get his assists and the odd goal now, but
I think to come in there, that's what I would be looking at anyway. I mean, like, it would be ridiculous to think to take Haaland out, and I mean Trippier with his, I suppose, his assists and his crossing. Yeah, it's just how the fixtures fall sometimes, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah, but it's one of those you just need to bite the bullet and roll with it, I suppose.
Arsenal are playing game week. Arsenal are playing Bournemouth as well. You'd imagine they would do well against them as well.
Yeah, I think it's annoying not having the right Arsenal assets at the minute. Martinelli this week, a lot of people took him out because they were fearing he was going to get benched twice in for Trossard, but it was actually Nketiah who got the benchings. Martinelli actually starred in all these games. Got 2 goals tonight.
And then you got the problem then. I've heard this week that Jesus is back in training, I think.
Yep. That's it. So,
Eddie's to be up.
Yeah. Eddie, bye-bye.
We've got Wolves and Spurs, Southampton and Leicester as well. Forest and Everton. Villa and Palace. There's no really fixtures there we'll be targeting fantasy-wise, would there?
No. I would hate to have Wolves and Everton players left in my team now going into these games. I'm not gonna lie.
People are going to be looking ahead now and trying to get rid of them players. We'll move on then and talk about the minefield that lays ahead of us. We'll look at some of the fixtures that are coming up. Patrick, how do you even make sense of this?
Well, you just kind of look at it and
that's helpful. All right, hold on.
You just look at it, yeah. No, like it's crazy, isn't it? Like I suppose 26 is all right, but then we've got a few doubles coming up in 27.
Yeah, you can see yourself there. Two teams me and Killian mentioned there, Brentford and Brighton. They're the two kind of informed teams that have doubles in 27. I mean, Crystal Palace and Southampton also have doubles, but they're not as appealing. Man United and Man City for both those teams. Plus, both of those teams don't have a double in 29, as you can see there. So what we really want to do is we want to get players in our teams that are going to play in 27 and then also play in 29 so we can get the most chance of them returning, because if they have 2 games in the 1 week, then that's twice as many chances as them getting returns. And it's a bonus if they are actually playing in game week 28, because there's quite a few teams that are blanking.
And just to point out there, I think our graphic is a little bit outdated when we're recording this. So we have Spurs and Southampton will actually play now in 28 because they got knocked out of the FA Cup there tonight.
Both of them.
That's another added, could we be looking at keeping Kane, bringing Kane back in? How do you feel about that, Killian?
No. No,
straight to the point, no.
I talked about, I think it was about 2 weeks ago, about taking Kane in because he was doing well and he was returning and all, but then he kind of wasn't for a wee bit. So I don't know. I think Kane is, as far as my team goes at the moment, Kane's like a pipe dream down the line anyway, because I took in quite a bit as far as like Salah and Mahrez and stuff go. So they were they'd fill up or empty out the bank. But for Kane, it would be a few weeks away. And to be honest, was it Wolves, Forest, Everton, Southampton? Actually, yeah, no, it'd probably be a very good pick for him to take in. But
they don't have a double in 29, though.
Yeah,
no,
that's the only thing.
But they have a tasty lineup up to them, you see.
It might be better just to go for the teams with the single game week. That's huge, by the way, that Tottenham and Southampton now have a game in 28. Because like the odds of that happening were incredibly low. I think it was 95% chance that game was going to go off.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Both teams lost in the FA Cup, so it means that there's fewer teams now going to blank in 28. I think you might have mentioned that might have been your plan to free hit in this game week in 28. But now that there's, another fixture going ahead in that week, it seems to me that strategy is going to go out the window for a lot of teams.
The problem I have with that is my strategy at the moment is, well, what I had in my head the last couple of days anyway, was free hitting in 28, saving the wild card to 33. The main problem I have of not free hitting in 28 is I have a lot of City, Liverpool, Man United, and them kind of players. So it's going to be very hard for me unless I wild card not to free hit.
I think there's a lot of people who are going to wildcard before then, and they'll be able to save the free hit and also cash in on those double game weeks in 27 and 29. So you're kind of going to be competing against those guys. It might work out better to save your wildcard for 33, because you can see there, game week 34 looks like another big double, probably even bigger than 29 by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking at the moment. I think I might just go with the free hit 28. And my team is pretty well set up, and it should be pretty well set up in 27 to hit the double 29 pretty well with my Liverpool and Man United assets, and maybe a few possibly Brighton players in the mix as well, and Brentford. That'll come in the transfer talks later on. Killian, how are you approaching this? What are you thinking?
I don't know what to do, because I don't want to use my wild card yet. I was thinking of using the wild card in 33 and just kind of tailoring with transfers and stuff around it until then, and then maybe holding on to the free hit. I don't know what happens after game week 34. All right, whether there's more blanks or stuff, but I feel like it's a handy chip to just, if you can, keep it in the pocket. But again, see, I don't know. I have a plan of how players to kind of take in and out over the next 2 weeks to kind of work around 28 so that I just have the 3 on the bench.
Okay.
That involves a -4 this week and next week, which I am no stranger to doing. But yeah, I don't know. Wildcard for me, I wasn't going to do it until 33. But I had full intention of doing free hit 20 for 28. But now, I don't know. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I think for anyone listening, it does really depend on what your team is looking like now at the moment. But having said that, I mean, Patrick, you did mention that it might be a better idea to wildcard now, and you're more prepared then for 29 doubles, let's say.
Yeah, I think this brings us on to our Reddit round, because one of the tweets that I've highlighted here was a popular tweet from Big Man Backer, who is a podcaster I listen to. But he's making the case for an early wild card here. So you can see if you want a wild card now in 26, then it gives you the chance to jump on teams like Brighton and Brentford. And you can maximize all your doublers for 27 and 29 and save a free hit in 28. And then you can bench boost in 29. So build a team that you know is going to be really strong in 29. So you can play that bench boost then. And then we can get out all of this, crap that we've built up in our teams over the past few weeks, such as the Liverpool boys, the Everton. I'll add Wolves to that list. Fulham players, Mahrez and Ketia, City defenders. And it saves hits and ensures like optimal teams for that period of fixtures. So he's making a good case for it here. And I'd like to see what your opinions are on it.
The problem I have with this is you're talking about bringing in, let's say, loading up on Brighton players, loading up on lesser teams, let's say maybe that have doubles. And I'm just not convinced that, like, let's say, for example, you probably could go for your Matoma, maybe a McAllister, Ferguson, or you call that Brighton defender, begins with E. I can never say it, right?
Estupiñán.
Yeah, you could go with them, but I mean, from me anyway, I just think that they might not all perform. So for me, because I don't have Nketiah, I don't have any City defenders, I don't have any Fulham players, I don't have any Everton players, I have a few Liverpool, and I have Mahrez. Mahrez will be leaving this week or next week. Because I don't have that problem to get through, I think I'm not going to go down this road. But that's just how my team is set up. What do you think, Killian?
My first thought was this man put more thought into this plan that I have put into this entire season. I mean, it does make a lot of sense with what he's saying, but I don't know. I like taking -4s. You know that? I'm going to say it. I love taking -4. I love going down the board every week, spice it up a little and take it game by game kind of thing.
It's like you're a golfer with a handicap.
That's it.
You're too
very, very.
Patrick, you're obviously on board with this plan. Like, what Brighton players and Brentford players are you, like? You're obviously looking at your Matomas. Are you looking at a Ben Mee? Are you looking at? Okay, right.
I'll tell you the players I'm looking at. There's so many picks from Brighton we could go for. The standout ones, in my opinion, are Estupiñán in defence, March and Matoma, and possibly McAllister in the midfield. And then possibly Ferguson up front, although he may be rotated with Welbeck a bit. So I think they're the options. March, Matoma, and Estupiñán are my preferences.
What about Brentford? Would you be looking at your Mbuemo and the other lad who we will talk about in a wee bit? Would
Let's
you be
talk
looking
about
at them?
him now, why don't we? Let's talk
Why
about
not?
him now.
This man here, Ivan Toney, would you be thinking about taking him back? And
Yes.
even though he pleads guilty.
Yes, because he scores when he wants, that's why.
What I'm wondering about this article, okay, I don't know much about it, right? I've known that this was in the making for a while. Will
Did
he
not practice law for a few years there, Killian? No.
Probably. How many pints was I in? But I don't know. Will he get the boot in a few game weeks?
We don't know. There's the thing. It's all up in the air. He's
pot
pled
luck.
guilty. You can see here in the graphic.
Yeah. Like this man's pled guilty and he still has more chance of playing than Mahrez. It's I don't
It's
know.
up in the air.
But
That's our title for the episode anyway, sorted. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah. And thank you. I'll be off.
So the question is, do you get Tony, or should we be looking at maybe someone like Mbuemo or someone like that? What do you think, Killian?
Out of the two, I'd be more tempted to go Mbuemo because, as I said, I'm not sure how the proceedings is going to work for that. Also, will Brentford think, is it a good idea to play him? This man has bet on himself and he's now slowly going to be getting the boot. So is he going to be throwing a few bets on himself? Do you know what?
Again,
Find out in your local Paddy Power. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a bit of a loose cannon.
It's
I
definitely
mean, he's a great player, but it's a big risk.
what do you think, Patrick?
it's definitely a bit of a gamble getting him in, I gotta say.
Hey.
But what can you do? I think I'm going to get Tony in. I think he's the standout pick for Brentford, and there is a sort of risk that he's going to be banned, but I don't think they're actually having a hearing until April, so it's probably not going to be until then. Also,
Fair
there's
enough.
there's
Do you think they're going to keep him on until then, though? Like, start him every game and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, they have until now, so I can't see why they would stop. The only other thing is that he's on 8 yellow cards, and if he gets 2 more, then he's going to be suspended for a game.
And he does like a yellow card, so he does.
And we do need him for not just this week and the double next week, and then the double after. And they also play in 28, so we really need him for all those games.
Speaking of gambling, lads, and throwing caution to the wind, Patrick told me at the start of the episode that he's planning to wildcard. So, Patrick, I'm have itchy feet here waiting to see this team that you've made up. Instead of Killian's corner this week, we're going to hand it over to Patrick, and he's going to talk us through his wildcard selection. I can't wait to see this setup, Patrick.
Right. This is a work in progress. I'll preface this by saying that. But
I am on the edge of my seat.
Okay, here's how it's looking.
Oh my god!
Is that Ollie Watkins?
It is.
That's fair pick, though.
He scored in his last 5 games, Darren.
I know
He's
he
on
has,
fire.
yeah, but funny enough, I expected more Brentford and Brighton, but I'm glad you didn't go an overload on them, because obviously they're blanking or Brighton's blanking in 28.
Brighton are. That's a possible sticking point. I'm not set on this team, but I'll just go through it for the listeners. Aritza Balaga in nets. I'm going to actually jump on Kepa now. Only about 10 weeks too late, but sure, look, what can you do? Then I'm going to go for Reece James. I think I want Reece James is, there's a haul in James, I think, over the next while, and I want to be on him for that. It's a good fixture against Leeds at home. You would expect them to keep a clean sheet, because Leeds have been very poor recently. I want to jump on Zinchenko in defence as well. He's got a mega haul today.
Love that shout, Gribben.
I think
that one.
I think he's on for like at least a 12, 13 point game this week. Just that one game tonight. So he's probably on for close to 20, to be honest, points this week, which is unbelievable. I think I need to get on him, especially for that tasty Bournemouth fixture at home. And Estupinian, he has an injury doubt, but I think I don't even necessarily need him for this week. It'll be for the week after, whenever he has the double. He has been getting lots of assists recently, so I think he's the standard option in defence. Now, Matoma and March, I'm undecided if I want to have one or both of the other, because Matoma is the sort of flair pick. He did get a nice assist at the weekend as well. I think I'm going to roll with him still. March is also a good pick. A lot of people have him in. He scored a lot of goals since the restart after the World Cup. So,
I'd be weary about the March pick. That's just my opinion anyway. I'd be much safer with Matoma, obviously, but...
Well, would you believe that March's stats are far better than Matoma's?
Yeah, but no, I'm not convinced by March. I wouldn't be going near him now, but...
An alternative might be to play... to put your man Mbuemo Killian in instead of March.
Yes.
So I might do that. I've also got a lot of money in the bank here, so I could
see that,
go
right,
up.
yeah.
It could go up potentially. I'm going to keep Saka and Odegaard, although Odegaard might change to Martinelli if I'm feeling FOMO. I still feel like he's a bit of a rotation risk though, and I feel like Odegaard isn't. Famous last words, but I think I'll keep with Odegaard. Rashford, obviously, I can't go without him. And then up front, Toney, Holland, and Watkins. On the bench, I'm going to have Raya, the Brentford keeper,
Yes.
for the double.
Very.
Two cheap keepers, really, so can definitely afford it. And I think Raya, it's a toss-up between starting him or Kepa this week. I mean, Fulham at home is a good fixture. I just worry about Fulham's wee winger Solomon, who has scored in his last 3-4 games. So if he keeps up that streak, then he'll be getting one against Raya.
Yeah, he's doing well there. All right. No Liverpool picks, Patrick.
No, I mean, no, I can't. There's too much rotation because
Blank
there's
as well.
they have a. Do they have a blank? Yeah, I think they blank in 28. Is that
28.
right?
They blank in 28. Brighton, Fulham, City, Liverpool United, and West Ham all blank in 28.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep Trippier as well.
I think it's a good shout as well, just going with the one City player in Holland there, because it's the same case with Pep with his rotation. It's just it's killing a lot of fancy players. Me and Killian are included.
Yeah. I mean, De Bruyne scored against who were they playing? Bristol in the FA Cup, so he looks to be back in some sort of scoring form. But I feel like if I was going to go up for another sort of expensive player, I would maybe go Odegaard up to Fernandes. I know you'd like that one, Darren.
Fernandes.
I would, but I think I'd be going for the Odegaard option, to be honest, Patrick, if I was you. Odegaard's playing well, but he's playing wide a lot these days. He doesn't really get much time centrally. I think he picks up more assists, and he's got more goals in him when he's in behind the striker, and where he's playing now at the moment, it's not his natural position. So I'd be going with the Odegaard shout there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's sort of my thoughts.
I think this team come the double in 27 would be. I don't know if you would what changes you're going to make, but there could be a tasty bench boost there too.
Yeah, at 29 is
29,
that's the
I'd say.
plan. The plan is to save the free hit. This team, I think I'll be able to put out like 8 players in game week 28.
Your 3 Brighton ones would be 3
Yeah,
Brighton and
I could do
Rashford.
I could do a transfer if I did March to
Oh, you 5
someone
players there,
else.
actually, sorry.
Then I could save a spot there. Yeah, I think I have 5 players who are going to be blanking, so I need to do a wee bit of surgery.
With that particular team there, you'll have a double in 27 with Brentford and Brighton players, and then
You're
28
blank.
Brighton will blank, United will blank, and that's all. That
And
affects
City.
you, I think.
So
And
Haaland,
City,
Haaland
sorry,
as well.
Haaland as well.
6 players then, sorry.
Yes,
Okay.
so it'll be
And
Yeah,
you're
that's
talking
good,
about
Patrick.
taking in Fernandes as well?
maybe we might have to free hit that week. It's always an option.
Looking good. Well, Killian, what transfer plans do you have then, or any cheeky picks?
So my cheeky pick this week would have been, and Patrick has him in there, Raya. I mentioned earlier Brentford and their clean sheets are kind of going hand in hand as of late. I think he's just one of the best keeper choices to be going at the moment. Now I still have Kepa on the bench too. I'm like Patrick in between whether to start Kepa or go for Raya this week. I probably will go for the Raya. And then I took -4 as well. Shocker. And I took in Kaoru Mitoma. This is the first time I've taken him in, and I've sat and I've watched him accumulate points like it was nothing on Patrick's team. So I kind of want to jump onto that bandwagon there now too. There are a good few players that I will gradually be getting rid of to get to where I want to go.
Are you not concerned that you're going to take too many -4s though? Like, would you not maybe look at the wildcard option?
At this point, Darren, no.
No, fair enough.
Do you know what? If there was going to be a time to wildcard for me coming up to 27 and 28, I think it would have been tonight or this week, as your thingy backer tweet said, and as
Big
Patrick has gone away with. Big man backer, that was his name. Couldn't remember his name, but yeah, because I'm coming up to the old blank there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the moment as well. So I may have to wildcard. I probably will wildcard in going into 28, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, because I'm looking at my bench here now too. I've gone on to Coleman and Kilman still sitting on my bench. Like the team I fielded now isn't bad. I'm happy enough with them for the next 2 weeks, but I have them 3 delightful players sitting on my bench at the moment. That, yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah,
Do you know when you finish? Do you know when you finish with your toys and you're a kid and you put all the ones you like into the box, and then your ma comes in and there's a stray few of them that you couldn't give a random rat's arse about scattered around the room. That's how I feel about my bench right now.
Fair enough.
So
thinking to be done, Killian.
That's, well, it hurts, but it has to be done.
Well, what I'm thinking of doing is I don't think I'll be wild carding. I have Mahrez and Grealish in the team, and they're the 2 players that will be coming out. And I'm thinking of bringing Matoma in, maybe Mbuemo or Salah. I know Salah has tough fixtures, but I just fancy that he will get goals in the big fixtures. And that will leave me very heavily on United, Arsenal, Chelsea players, and then that'll lead me up to in 28. That's what I'm looking at the moment. So I have 4.8 million in the bank at the moment. I'll take Mahrez out and Grealish out, and that'll leave room for Matoma in or Salah in, and that'll lead me up for the doubles in 29 with free hit in 28. That's what I'm thinking. So hopefully it'll work out.
My wild card, man? Jesus, I'm sitting looking at it now. I'm thinking
You still can.
I know, but I've already taken -4.
No,
so
it'll cancel out your -4 if you wildcard now.
Be right back.
We'll post.
He's going to draw up an amazing wildcard team now within 5 minutes.
On Twitter.
We'll post it on Twitter. Killian's wildcard. I think we finally managed to convince him.
Damn it! God,
Here,
damn it, big man backer.
Before we move on to the trivia round, lads, who is captaining now for game week 26? Patrick, I'll start with you.
Ooh, I reckon Saka's a good captain shout this week against Bournemouth. I think I might do that.
Good shout, Killian.
The exact same.
Okay, I am thinking I'm going to either go Rashford against Liverpool or Odegaard against Bournemouth again. I went Odegaard this week and it paid off. But I'm kind of leaning towards the Rashford thing. I feel like he has a big performance in him against Liverpool.
Up against Trent.
We'll see.
Out of the 2 of them, I would steer more towards the Odegaard pick, to be honest. Bournemouth.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about it now. But
watch them both get the exact same points now.
I know, definitely food for thought. We'll move on to trivia then. Patrick, what have you got for us tonight?
Chelsea play this time, boys. You know the score. Let me bring up this guy's.
Okay, he's plays for Chelsea, Darren. Right? I've read it this week.
This is going to be difficult.
Is it Didier Drogba? Never mind.
Right, so you know how this works, guys. You have 10 questions to guess the player, and it's yes or no questions. You know already that it is a former Chelsea player. That's all you know, but that's quite a lot of information. Yep. So you've only got 10 questions.
Last time it was just me and Darren doing this. We spent 5 questions figuring out a country.
Yeah. But
Yeah, this is not gonna go
you've
well.
got better. You've got better since.
We're well versed. We actually got it that week too, so we're well versed. Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
you have
give it a
3
go,
minutes. You have 3 minutes, and your time starts now.
Is
Okay.
he English?
No.
Darn.
Right, your question now.
Is he European?
Yes.
Okay.
Is he Ukrainian?
Sorry.
No.
Why are you going for countries? East and
thought
West. East
Thought
and
it
West.
what do you call that striker they had?
Right. I'm
Shevchenko was-
gonna go. Did he play between the years of 2000 and 2010?
Yes.
Okay, will we go? Is he a striker, Killian?
I think go for position. Yeah.
Is he a striker?
No.
So that's our 5th question, is it?
Yeah, that's 5.
I'm thinking midfield.
We're so bad at this, but I did that.
Is he a midfielder?
Is he a midfielder?
Yes, he's a midfielder.
Okay, midfielder, 2000, 2010. He's not English. He's not
He's
Ukrainian.
European. He's
He's
European.
European. I have a feeling it's Michael Ballack. I know Patrick would love to pick him.
Where's he from?
He's German. But don't, hold on, what do we say?
Say Eastern European. Oh no, Western European.
Oh, it's definitely have me laughing. Is he
Is he
German?
Western European?
What's the question?
German.
No.
Oh, God. We're not
Right.
going to get it now.
Midfielder, 2000, 2010.
Gribben, well, Killian, will we ask it? Was he a winger or was he a central midfielder?
I don't think that matters when we don't know the country.
No, it does because it'll rule it down a wee bit. Was he a wide player? Did he play on the wing?
Yes.
Right. So we have, who do we have? 2000 to 2010. We have Maluda possibly. Who else do we have? Damien Duff maybe. Other Chelsea wingers. Sean Wright Phillips I think might have been in that era, but he's not English.
Ooh. Isn't he?
Or he is English, but the player
Oh, the
isn't.
person's not English, yeah.
It could be Robin as well.
Aryan Robin.
You have about a minute left, and you've got 2
How
questions.
many questions?
2 questions
Two
left.
questions.
And then you have to guess.
Hold on, right? Did this player go on to play with other big European clubs?
No.
God damn it!
Whose career ended at Chelsea?
No, Robin went on to play with bigger clubs.
Ajax. He went to Ajax, didn't he?
He went to Munich, Bayern Munich. I don't know. Like, what Damien Duff? That's all I can think of.
Maybe it is.
Is it Damien Duff?
Well, we still have another question. Hold on, let's ask
Yes,
her a question.
it is. Good guess. That's a great guess, Darren.
Get up them
go,
stairs.
What a flattering photo of him. Jesus.
There we go. Manager
Very
for
well
Shelburne
done. Very well done.
men's now at the moment.
Duffer.
One of our own.
I think that we went into that. Darren, let's not go straight for countries. Okay. Is he English?
I love the
Is
Ukrainian
he
pick.
Ukrainian?
It worked out well in the end, I suppose. The ends justify the
Yeah.
means.
Worked out well, lads. Come here. That was a great wee episode, and best of luck to everyone out picking their teams for game week 26. We're on social media, on Twitter and on YouTube. Give us a follow.
Like and subscribe.
Check us out on Spotify. Patrick and Killian, thanks very much, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.